Hello everybody, my name is Joy Henry Wright, and today I'll be speaking to you about ADHD medicines or behavioral therapy. I'll be speaking on people saying no medicines, just therapy, and what I argue, you need both, medicines and therapy. Behavioral therapy is better than medicines, they argue. Children with attention deficit problems can improve faster when the first treatment they receive is behavioral. Beginning with behavioral therapy is also a less expensive option over time, according to related analysis. Children unable to thrive. I recommend medication when something causes a child to be unable to thrive in his environment, said Glenn Elliott. An example of this is a child who cannot sit still or a child who is having a really hard time paying attention. I can relate to this because my child couldn't pay attention in school. He was 5 years old, he was in pre-K, and he couldn't pay attention enough to write his name. He knew how to write it, but he wouldn't pay attention long enough to write it. They would have to take him in a room by himself just so that he could write his name. Imagine how other children feel when they cannot pay attention. It's hard for them to pay attention in a class of 20, so that's why medication is important. When you have such a big class, a teacher cannot cater to each and every one of them and have them go in a room by themselves and write and do their work. So it's important for you to have medication so they can focus and do their work. Pros of medicine. In addition to being well tolerated, approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and easy to try out because they enter and exit the body so quickly. Stimulants can be effective even if only taken occasionally. This is like if you let your child take the medication during the weekday only, and on the weekend they don't take it. Drugs may reduce some of the longer-term problems associated with untreated ADHD, such as depression and substance abuse. The cons of medicine. Side effects range from mild and common, such as irritability, sleep disruption, drowsiness, and loss of appetite, to serious but rare, such as heart and liver problems. Some can be stolen or resold, which can lead to abuse. Effects are short-term. None can cure ADHD. This is a sad thing also because when you think about your child in school, you wish there was a cure for ADHD so they wouldn't have to struggle anymore. They wouldn't have to just take medicine every day. You do want a cure for it, and it's heartbreaking. That's why it's so important for you to give them medicine so they can pay attention. They can be successful in life. They can do their work if you don't treat it. For about 50% of diagnosed kids, the hyperactivity may reduce, but other concerns, such as the inattentive and the impulsivity, continue in adult life. It's not as visible in adults, but its consequences are much more serious, says the psychiatrist. A child can just turn his homework, but for an adult, they lose their job. Adults frequently deal with coexisting illnesses, such as depression, anxiety, and substance abuse, brought on by the years of struggle. I've sat with adults in their 40s and 50s who are finally diagnosed after 10 jobs, 3 wives, 2 bankruptcies, says Heidi Bernhardt. They've been spinning on wheels their whole life. So as you can see here, this is a very important subject to be brought on. You should get it treated when you feel it, or even examine when you feel something's not right. Because after 10 jobs, 3 wives, and 2 bankruptcies, this is something not to play around with. When you feel like you're spinning on wheels your whole life, it's like frustration, especially as a child. I dealt with this, so this is very frustrating. Should medicine be the only thing you use? Medicine, however, should not be just one part of the treatment, says advocate and educator Bernhardt. Many adults benefit from treatments such as cognitive behavioral therapy or ADHD coaching, which help them strategize on how to be organized and attentive. Whether you're a child or adult, you can suffer. Whether in school or work, you can suffer in your everyday life and not know why. A personal story I want to share. I have had ADHD my whole life. I've suffered through grade school and I suffer now in college. I can understand what it is now that I'm older, but when I think back to when my parents could have done something about it, I just think about how much more I would have learned, how much more I would have accomplished in my schooling if this would have been taken care of. My parents didn't understand it then. They thought I was just not wanting to do my work and not wanting to pay attention. But now that I'm older, I see that it's really not that. Statistics. Medicine treatment in the past week, you can see the numbers here are high. 70%, 70 through 76%, and behavior therapy in the past year is 40 to the 51%. And you can just see the numbers here that medicine treatment for the past week is higher than behavior therapy in the past year. And here's my works cited. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that I have convinced you to medicate and behavioral therapy because it is so important that you get some type of treatment. Thank you.